Breaking news, Derek Carr has a real shot at starting on Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen, I was in the gym when I got this information. I was getting texts, my phone was blowing up, and I got excited, okay? I smiled ear to ear. The Grinch's heart grew 3 times that day. Why, you ask? Because let me take you back to earlier this week, ladies and gentlemen, right here on this very channel. Saints -3. I think there's a lot of positivity somewhere that Derek Carr could play. 2 days ago, I was the only person in New Orleans, maybe even in the world, well, besides Las Vegas, I guess, the only person in New Orleans to say, you know what, something's fishy here. The market is responding as if Derek Carr is going to play. And what do you know it? I was right. Ladies and gentlemen, put down in the comments below if you remember 2 days ago. If you were there for that video, ladies and gentlemen, put it down in the comments. Let me know you were here and you were informed ahead of the rest of the universe. I'm not in Metairie. I'm not at the training facilities. I'm not getting a suntan out there on Airline Drive. Okay? It's all up here. We are doing something on this channel that is not being done anywhere else in New Orleans media. Okay? Everything I said is true. Congratulations for all of you being here at the ground floor as we continue our ascent. So, congratulations to me for being right. Now let's talk about what this means for the Saints. So Derek Carr, let's read the tweet from Nick Underhill. Looks like Derek Carr has a very real shot at starting. Looks sharp throwing passes today. Led the first team offense. Had good velocity, accurate. Threw downfield during routes on air. Sharp in the red zone. Saw nothing that appeared limiting per James Skrmetta, who had this on Monday. Wow, unbelievable stuff. If you're not following that guy's channel, please subscribe, like, comment. Oh, I added that last part. Here's the deal. If Carr is throwing today, Friday, 3 p.m., if he's throwing today, he is good. There is no pain. You can expect Derek Carr to be 100%. If he had any soreness, any kind of, I don't know about this, he wouldn't throw. Would not throw. He tested Saturday. He tested Sunday. He sure as hell wouldn't throw today to potentially make it sore for Sunday. Write this down. I said it on Wednesday, and I'll say it on Friday. Derek Carr is playing on Sunday. Derek Carr is starting. This is all you need to know. The fact that he's throwing after already possibly being okay for Sunday, especially if he's throwing downfield. If he's throwing downfield, if he has good velocity, sharp in the red zone has nothing to do with it, but he's playing. So what does this mean for the Saints? This is one of those games. I'll tell you this. This is one of those games where I'm fired up right now. Okay? I'm excited. My heart is pounding from the good news. So excuse me if I'm heavy breathing over here. If I'm heavy breathing all into the microphone. This is one of those games where if Derek Carr comes in here and wins and looks good, it's going to galvanize the Saints. It's going to galvanize the whole city. We have, if you live in New Orleans, you know this, we have a saltwater wedge creeping up the river that's impending doom in a couple of weeks. If Derek Carr leads us to victory and looks good, people are going to forget about that. I'll drink the salt water. I don't care. I'll drink the salt water. I'll bathe in the salt water. It doesn't matter to me. People will forget all about the impending doom of the salt water leaking up the river. Because all they'll be able to talk about is Derek Carr. All they'll be able to talk about is how much of a warrior this guy is. You want to talk about the locker room being reignited? It's after something like this. We are at a very low peak right now. Low peak, bit of an oxymoron. A low peak of momentum coming off of the collapse in Green Bay. The team's like, boop, doing this. Derek Carr and his just cojones is going to lift us like that. This is a leader. This is a franchise quarterback. If he plays, and he plays well, and we beat the Bucs, and we go 3-1, and the whole city, a city that responds to this, a tough city, a city that's going to respond to a quarterback that has the guts to do this and shows he's tough, New Orleans. This is like the opposite of Zion. This is like reverse Zion. So think about how much the city didn't like whenever Zion was doing windmill dunks before playoff games, but then saying he was hurt. Lols. Think about how much the city didn't like that. It's the complete opposite. This is Derek Carr with a totally reasonable excuse to not play. Hell, I said he shouldn't play. I said, hey man, if you're 80%, don't play. If you're 70%, don't play. I said that. I would have had no problem if he said, I'm a little bit sore, I'm not playing. No issue. But he said, you know what? I signed that contract. I'm there for this team. Whew, about to have a heart attack. I'm there for the team. I'm playing. What a guy. At home, imagine two things. Imagine, before the dome, you're 3 Bloody Marys in, and they announce Alvin Kamara, who returns. Place goes nuts. Then they announce Derek Carr, who comes out there, shoulder in a taped up, shoulder's got the KY tape or whatever it is, KT tape. KY tape is a very different substance, ladies and gentlemen. Do not Google that at work.
What do you mean by that?
That was a whoopsie poopsie on my end. I meant KT tape, not KY tape. Please do not Google that. This is a family channel. He's got KT tape all over his shoulder. He rips it off right there at midfield, rips it off, spikes the tape, throws his shoulder pads on, eats a beignet, drinks a hurricane. He's the king of the city. He's the king of New Orleans. The offense, everything we said previously about how the offense could play if Carr is hurt, we can go ahead and toss out the window. Because if he's throwing on Friday, like Nicholas said he is, then he's about to let it rip. The offense, granted, the offense is no great shakes. Here's a stat for you. I hate to bring down the vibes we have going right now on a Friday, no less. The Chicago Bears. What do we say? Say it with me in the back. Their ass. They have 5 offensive touchdowns on the season through 3 games. The Saints have 4 offensive touchdowns so far throughout the season. Wow, that makes me want to vomit all over my own chest. We have got to fix that. This is the week. 2-1. This is week the whole season changes. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, if we go in there and Derek Carr throws for 300 plus, we light up Tampa Bay. We score. Our offense finally breaks out. Our offense goes, what's something realistic? 28 points? 28 points to the Saints might as well be 70 points. If we score 28 points, 30 points, my God, could you imagine 30 points? It's hard for my eyeballs to even visualize what 30 points in a Saints game feels like. If we score 30 plus points and we just dog walk the Buccaneers, we will feel it. Whatever happened in Green Bay, it'll be totally forgotten. The vibes will be so high walking out of the dome. I'll tell you what's going to happen right now. Every time I walk out of the Superdome, there's a couple entrepreneurs with ice chest who are selling fentanyl covered beer. I don't even know what it is, honestly. It's just mismatched beer, soft drinks, half drinking bottles of water. They're selling them right there. I'm buying them. That's when you know the vibes are high. I'm going to tell the guy, look, how much for a beer? He's going to say $7 a beer. I'm going to say, I've got a 10 on me. How many can I get? He'll say, who cares? Get 3. And then boom, I'm walking back up and down Canal with 3 beers. One, it will be a Michelob Ultra. One will be like an old Milwaukee from 1996. And one will already be open. But at that point, who even cares? Because we're back. The Saints are back. Derek Carr is back. Now, caveat. If there is a setback in the next couple of days, then all of this doesn't mean anything. All of this could go out the window. Jameis Winston could start, and this video will look quite foolish. But if there is no setbacks, we're looking at Derek Carr playing 7 days after an AC sprain that knocked him out of the game. What a warrior. Ladies and gentlemen, go down in the comments below. I don't care what you type. Type something. Type who dat. Type. Talk about the channel. Talk about the predictions. Talk about Derek Carr. Talk about the fentanyl laced, 4 for $10 beers out of somebody's ice chest Sunday afternoon. Talk about it all, ladies and gentlemen. Get excited. Derek Carr's back.